right, let's talk about what you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about Finland. For all those who do not know, I went to Finland last week, and we're going to do a couple things. I'm going to talk to you about our trip, the people we met, the things we did, the things we ate, the things that I was confused by, the things that I discovered. And I'm also going to explain to you how I had to explain to my wife, we cannot move there yet. Shall we? Oh, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be eating this box of mixed candy from Finland that I have no idea what it is. I'm going to open this and I'm going to eat them. And after I put them in my mouth, then I will read the label. It's a really, really bad idea. But let's get started. So, a little bit of a backstory as I open this box of Finnish candy. This is not going to work out well. I see it coming now. Okay. Opening the box. Okay. I'm just going to reach in, pull out something. Okay. Don't even know. I'm just pulling this out. Putting the box right here. I am opening this. I'm looking over here. I don't know what it is. It's a hard piece of hard candy. No, it's chocolate. It's chocolate. Some kind of chocolate. It looks brown. Okay. Labels here. That's just solid chocolate. Anyway. Karfafaser. Don't know what this is, but it's chocolate. I don't think all of these are going to be like this, but we're starting good. Okay. For those playing along at home, my wife, Chelsea, camera right, screen right, we went to Finland. Why? I don't really know. I'm kidding. We went because a friend of mine, whose name is Jonas, a lot of you know me and believe that I've said Eunice for the last 5 years. That is correct. He lied. He said his name was Eunice. It's not Eunice. It's Jonas. Found that out when I met all of his friends and they kept looking at me like I was weird because I said his name wrong. Jonas, wait. Forgot. Okay. I will have fajitas ready for you at 7:45. The most polite of my children is not one of my children. I only had one. Everybody, my wife's on the other side of the camera. She sees me have the box. She has a devilish smile on her face because she knows some stuff in here is going to make me crazy. I literally hold the box like this, and I reach into the box, and I put the candy on this side. I put the box down, and I open the candy while looking at the camera while it's over here. And I take the candy, I put it on this side. Wrapper's over here, I put the wrapper down. I don't look at the wrapper. And I put it in my mouth. I know, right? It's okay. I've got water. My flag's right here. There we go. Finish flag. Okay, now it's in camera. It's a sugary, chewy candy. Kind of like a butterscotch. It's got that York peppermint patty feel with the peppermint patty inside. And some sort of chocolatey candy outer coating. It is a Marianre. Some kind of, according to Anthrax, it's a mint chocolate. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It's like a York peppermint patty, but with a little hard chocolatey candy shell. Okay. So, Eunice, or Jonas, as we now know him, was here hanging out with us on YouTube, on Twitch, playing D&D. He left for a while because he went to compete in restaurant, front of house, hospitality, the different skills in restauranting and dining. And he did really, really well. Won a bunch of awards, titles, all this stuff. And then he messages that we invited him to our wedding, okay? But we also knew that he was also working really hard with the stuff that he does in his industry. He couldn't come to the wedding. But he had told Chelsea and I that he had found this woman that made his life amazing. And we were like, really? And he's like, yes. So he's like, I'm getting married. And I honestly thought, awesome. We'll send him a gift. I'm sure it'll be awesome. Send us pictures, but we're not going to be able to go to Finland. And then my wife came into the picture. And my wife says, why not? What do you mean, why not? It's freaking Finland. It's like 8,437 kilometers away. And she's like, and let me work on it. And I'm like, so 100%, this picture is taken because of the woman in the middle of the screen. I'm a kept man. She balls, man. She works so damn hard. She would work 20-hour days for months and save up every penny she had so we could do this. That's how hard she works. She's working hard. I'm on a camera on YouTube looking like a dumbass. My life. What can I say? But because I'm on this camera doing stupid stuff with all of you, she has the peace and calm without me around her to do what she does. So it's an even trade. Okay. So she says we're going to go to Helsinki. And I'm like, really? She's like, yes. So here we go. Is this another one of those chocolate ones? I'm going to put the chocolate one down because we've already had one. I'm trying to find new stuff. So she books this trip and we're going to go to, it's another one of those. Okay. This, I don't know what this is. Okay. She books a flight from Lafayette, Louisiana to Dallas, Texas on American Airlines. And then from American Airlines, it's a wafer. It's a wafer of some kind. Just like those wafers, we have these in the United States. This is a Kex bar. Kex bar. This is actually really good. It's like a Kit Kat, but better. So that's really good. So she books a flight for American Airlines to DFW, and then DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, we're flying direct on Finnair. And we've heard all kinds of awesome things. Woman stole my fucking wafer. Anyway, of course it's good. It doesn't have all that American preservative in it. It's European candy and stuff. Anyway, so we're going to fly direct to Finnair. Now, what I didn't know is that she booked the Finnair flight because it's extremely inexpensive. Apparently, it's very cheap to use Finnair. And I'll tell you why at the end of the video when we're on the flight back. So she books us a hotel, which is kind of an Airbnb thing called the Bob W. And she books it in an area that's really close to where the church is because we don't live in Finland. We don't speak the language. You don't know anything about Finland or Helsinki. She looks on the map. She finds a Bob W, which is called Best of Both Worlds. It's like a Airbnb kind of hotel thing. About a block and a half from the wedding venue, which is the Onion Church, which I will show you a picture of. No, that's not it. That's Brock. No. Yes! So our hotel is about 2 blocks from here. Now, this is what they call it, the Onion Church. It's not actually Onion Church. They just call it because of the golden onions on all the spires. The wedding venue is here. It's called the Holiday. And this little part up here at the very top, that's a skylight that looks up at this. So if you see my Instagram, it shows a video of that, which is just, it's a gorgeous place. About 55 degrees. Thank you, my love. For context and correct information, please look above my head. My wife books this place called Bob W. It's amazing. Got everything you want. The temperature is about 55 degrees Fahrenheit here in the US, which is nice and cool, especially if you're from South Louisiana. It's 90, mid 90s right now outside. Very hot. about 34 degrees for all of you in the metric system in Celsius. So we go to this. So before we get here, though, we have to fly there. This is where it gets weird. And for some of you that are on my Patreon, and for those who followed the trip on Instagram, if you go to my Instagram, there's a button that says Helsinki trip, and I have all my shorts from the trip on there. We pack all our stuff, and I buy a suit. I buy a suit. I bought a suit. I know. I look like John Wick's fat uncle. Anyway, all black. So we find out that Brock's going to go too. Didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, Brock, the guy, Brock, from Thursday night D&D streams. So Brock is going to meet us, and oh, this is different. It's red. I don't even know what this is. Don't know what it is. We're about to find out. It's called Dummel. I don't even know what Dummel is. Let's find out. So we have our flight booked. It's chocolate. It's got caramel inside. That's a fucking winner. With the black on the sides and the red, or the blue on the sides, I thought this would be like something with licorice or something peppermint with the red. It's caramel with chocolate. And a coconut. It's got coconut in it. Coconut flavor, not the slivered that I can't stand. Anyway, so we have a hotel. We have a flight. And that is all we have. Chelsea's got a dress. I've got a suit for the wedding. That's all we got. We have no time to learn the language. Luckily for us, everybody in Finland, except for Jonas's dad, speaks English. And we're just saying, you know what? The worst thing that could happen is we'll be lost in a country that is 40 degrees cooler than where we live for a week. We've got a little extra spending money, and we know at least 2 or 3 people there, and Brock's there, so if something happens, we just make sure that we can run faster than him. Golden. So then the trip comes. We pack all our stuff, and we're going to fly out. These are just random pictures. I'll go through them as... Okay. This is a good picture because it's the airport. But this is the Helsinki airport, not ours. Yes, the waiting benches in this terminal look like fallen trees in the forest. On purpose. Anyway, so we go to Lafayette Airport. By the way, the Lafayette Airport is amazing to fly out of. Very small, only 4 gates. They have American, United, and Delta that fly out of there, which means you can get to Houston, Dallas, or Atlanta pretty easily. Airport's easy to get in. Security is modern. No waiting. Walk right in. Go through security. We're ready to go. Then we fly to DFW on American. We land there. We checked our big suitcase all the way to Finland, so we didn't have to deal with that. We had our carry-ons. Now, before this all happens, this is our plan. 3 days before we leave, we get notification. No, 2 days. 2 days before we leave, we get notification that our flight to Finland on the day that we're leaving has been canceled. Finnair canceled our flight. Now, we find out later when we get to Finland, our flight has been canceled because, not because Finnair sucks or because something stupid happened. Well, actually something stupid did happen. Someone at the Helsinki airport had one of those, you've seen them on movies and TV shows. It's a little truck that has the mobile staircase that goes up to things. They hit the airplane with one. I'm not joking. They hit the airplane with one. They didn't do a lot of damage, but because they hit it, they don't take chances. Finnair has a perfect safety record. They're trying to keep that. So they take the plane out of service to do a full inspection to make sure there's no damage. That actually happened. It just so happened to be our plane. It's okay. It's okay. These things happen. And I would rather Finnair say, hey, you know what? We're going to double check to make sure that plane is okay before we put it in service. Thank you, because that's the plane we flew home in. Appreciate that. So we get told we're done. We don't know what to do. Yeah. See what Meandrus is saying right there? Meandrus is 100% right, and I'll tell you why as we get to the end of the trip. So we're panicking. We don't know what to do. The flight's been canceled. It's midnight before we leave. We don't know what to do. And I get online. It's the day before, and we're searching and searching and searching and searching. Finnair says our one plane that goes to Dallas and back, we got to take it out. Can't do it. Got to wait. But we know you want to get here. We're going to contact Dutch Royal Dutch Airlines, KLM, and they fly to Helsinki. They fly all over Europe. KLM flies everywhere. They're a global airline. Awesome. So they rebook us, and now we have to fly, instead of to Dallas on American, we now have to change our first flight to United and go to Houston because KLM flies out of Houston. Oh, God. So now we're flying so now our first flight's changed, and we had to rebook seats and all this other stuff, but we had seats on the flight from Houston to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Helsinki. If you do a long haul flight, all of you that's ever done a long haul flight, which is over an ocean, overnight, something like that, the comfort of the seat is very important, especially if you're not a tiny person. If you're a tiny person, you can get away with it. If you're not a tiny person like moi, those tiny little seats are difficult. So sometimes it's worth the money to spend to get a little bit bigger seat. For Finnair, we didn't do that because we got seats that were set up to where we had lots of leg room. So we just got a regular economy seat. But for the KLM flight, we knew that it was going to be a really tight fit for me, and I was going to be very miserable. So I spent extra money. I spent a couple $100 to move our seats to the Economy Plus, which gives you an extra 2 inches width and an extra 6 inches leg room and an extra 6 degrees going back, which may not seem like a lot, but on a 9 to 10 hour flight overnight, every little bit helps. I spent the money. So we're good. We're good. Now, instead of flying nonstop from Dallas to Finland to Helsinki direct, now we're going from Lafayette to Houston, Houston on KLM to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Helsinki. And the transfer in Amsterdam was 2 hours. There. We make it work. We're fine. We're still we're going to fucking Finland. By the way, when I say we're going to fucking Finland, I'm going to say that a lot this video. If you don't like the word fucking, sorry. Blame it on Jonas because he said it like 47 times while we were there. So, the day of the trip, we wake up at 5 o'clock, about 5 o'clock. Because we're going to get up, make sure everything is packed, get up, we're going to go have breakfast, and then we're going to go to the airport. Because it's easier to buy food at Tons downtown for breakfast than pay for airport food. You save where you can, so you can spend stupid money when you get there. The rule. Now, I wake up, take my shower, get my clothes on, and I come over here to the media room, and I'm double checking my YouTube posts, getting ready to shut down the computer, unplug it, get everything set just in case while we're gone, nothing's plugged in, fire, lightning storms, things like that, right? So we have a problem. We wake up at 4:30. At 5 o'clock, I get a text message from KLM. Your flight has been canceled. The flight from Houston to Amsterdam has been canceled. And I'm like, we're supposed to be to the airport in 3 hours to fly to Houston. And we're only flying to Houston because KLM flies out of there. We were supposed to be in DFW. So now I don't even know which airline we should go to because we don't have a flight once we get there. if we were to, because Finnair was the original airline that moved us to Houston because of KLM, but KLM just canceled. So now I'm constantly trying to call KLM, Finnair, American, United to find out what the hell we're supposed to do, because I know we still need to get where we're going, but now I don't even know which airport to go to first. We're panicking. I'm panicking more than she's panicking. Luckily for me, I'm married to Chelsea. Chelsea does get stressed, but she has a philosophy when it comes to travel. Whatever happens, happens. We'll be together. It always works out, and we have a good time no matter what. She has always been correct on this. Always. Except for today, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Okay, so KLM cancels their flight. We don't know what to do. And the worst part about it was, if I call American, they're like, we didn't cancel your flight. Finnair canceled your flight. You got to talk to them. Call Finnair. Oh, no. We canceled the flight, but it's now part of KLM. You got to call KLM. I was like, yeah, but KLM, their customer service, their website won't let you do anything online at that time because the cancellation was so close to the departure. What am I supposed to do? Apparently you can call them at 7 a.m. my time. So now we have to wait from 5 to 7. Our flight's supposed to leave at 9, so that's 2 hours to even know if we even need to be on a flight and where we need to go. So Chelsea calms me down. I'm stressed. Oh my God, I'm so stressed. You can see the stress on me. Like I'm radiating stress. And me radiating stress causes me a problem, by the way. I'll tell you more about that as we go. So we decide to go have breakfast. Can't do anything until we call them. Let's go have breakfast. By the time we're done with breakfast, it'll be 7 o'clock. You can call, and then we'll know if we need to go home or if we need to go to the airport. Yes, ma'am. I trust my wife. She's better at almost everything than me. Oh, wait, real quick. Box pull. What is that? Damn! I don't know. It just says damn on it. I don't even know what it is. About to find out. Okay. So, it's squishy. Looks like chocolate. Oh! Ow! Ooh! It's got the hard nougat in it. The crunchy nougat. Got the crunchy nougat in the middle. That's not bad. It's called damn. Okay. I don't really care for the crunchy part. Really? Anyway. We're already at 23 minutes in this video. We haven't even left the house yet. So, we go to breakfast. It is 6:58. 6:58. 2 minutes before I can call KLM. We're leaving the restaurant, walking outside, we're walking to the car, and just before I push the KLM number to call them, my phone buzzes, I look down on it, and it says, KLM has booked you on blah, 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 blah. I'm like, whoa, we got a flight. And my wife's like, whoa, where? KLM has booked us on a Lufthansa flight from Houston to Frankfurt, Germany today. Like right now. We got to go to Houston. The flight leaves at 4 p.m. from Houston. We're on an airplane. And then from Frankfurt, it's now an hour and a half to the connector to Helsinki. Score! Lufthansa for the win. Swoop in like a German superhero, like the bird on the back of their planes. Win! Lufthansa. But it's a 747-8, so it's an older plane. It's huge, and her and I do not get to pick seats because this flight leaves the same day. It is a full flight. We got the last 2 seats on the back row. Right up here. The seat in front of you is right here. But beggars can't be choosers. It's either A, get on the German plane, you sit in plane now, or we don't get to go to the wedding and we don't get to go to Finland. And I'm not missing out on this box of random Finnish candy because I missed a flight, right? It's another dam. I already know where the dam is. Okay. So we go to the airport. We get on our flight to Houston. One of those Dummels. Those are really good. Another dam. Oh my goodness. Is it just those? Is that all there is? Purple. I don't know what the purple is. Purple is good. No, Lufthansa is not bad. Do you guys know what this is? It's another Dummel, but it's purple. It's Dummel. It's a Dummel purple one. Chocolate? Chocolate? Oh, well, no. What is that? It's licorice. It's licorice and chocolate. Motherfucker. What the? No. It's like eating Turkish spiced chicken encased in chocolate. Okay, that's the first loser. Thanks, honey. You need to come eat the other half of this. You bought it, Chelsea. You need to come in here and take the other half of this one and just tell me if I'm right. Come on! You see? When it's something she can get something out of, she's in the room, interrupting the stream, asking questions, chiming in. See how that works? But because she has that black on red 20-sided dice icon next to her name, she thinks she's got all this power to just tell me what's up. That is true, but still. Anyway, so now we have a flight. So, we fly to Houston. We're excited. I have a video. Oh my God, this is so nasty. But I'm committed. The purple one from Dummel. I will not be buying these on purpose ever. That's the first one I didn't like. We get to Houston. If you go to my Instagram, why does it burn the back of my throat? Ugh. It's like eating my grandma's potpourri bowl dipped in chocolate. I don't like licorice. Wait, hold on. Wait, so look, Jonas is here. Right there. Jonas is here. Everyone say hi to Jonas. He's the reason why we're all here. Okay. So we get to Houston. I have a video on Instagram of the plane pulling up. Chelsea and I are trying to focus as best we can because we know that our seats are at the back of the plane. They're going to be tiny, but we're using the love of our friends and what we're going to do. It's for Jonas. It's for Jonas. It's for Jonas and his lovely bride we haven't met, but everything he told us about her has us thinking it's another Chelsea. It's the Chelsea of Finland. Come to find out, no, it's the Chelsea of Spain. She just lives in Finland. So we get on this plane, and it is exactly what I thought. The touch screens of the chairs didn't work well. The seats were right up there, and we had 2 people. We had a German couple in front of us that were very young, very rude, very self-indulgent. The second they sat down, they kicked their seats back right in our faces. They didn't give a shit. They didn't care about, like the flight attendant had to tell them they had to sit up so my wife and I could eat. Because if they're leaned back on us, you can't open the tray to eat. It was whatever, didn't matter. And the flight attendants on the plane were amazing. Somewhere in my house, there is a bag of Lufthansa chocolate bars that the flight attendant at the end of the flight was walking around with a bucket. She just goes, here, take them all. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, I smuggled about 3 pounds of Lufthansa flight chocolate into Finland. So the flight was very long. It was very uncomfortable. And for the first time ever, I have been on a flight that was overnight that the plane was hot. We flew to Italy last year on a 787. That plane was ice cold the whole way there. You needed blankets to keep warm. This thing was hot. Now, this is where I tell you guys something that none of you know. I don't react well to stress. I don't. And when I stress, my immune system spikes down and I can get sick easy. So I take medicine to keep my immune system up and deal with my stress. And I don't know what she means by I dawn. Anyway, so when we noticed that the original Finnair flight canceled, I began to, no, he doesn't know about this. This is the first time he's going to know. And it's important that I tell everybody what happened. I get super stressed. And the fact that I might miss Jonas's wedding, I got super stressed. And when I get super stressed, I sweat a lot. And my immune system goes down. And because it's very hot outside and I wear pants all day, I wound up getting a chafe between my thighs. Those of you who are heavier set or people who have ever gotten one in the heat, you know what I'm talking about. I got a chafe. And my chafes only happen when I'm stressed. It doesn't happen any other time. I had this chafe between where my thighs meet my waist in that little area. So we're sitting in this Lufthansa flight for 11 hours, and I'm cooking in my pants the whole time. So when we finally land, I have to go immediately to the bathroom and try to dry myself. It was rough. It was difficult. But we didn't have time to meander, because when we didn't have time to meander. Anyway, so we land in Frankfurt, Germany. The excitement of landing in Frankfurt was rapidly removed by the fact that the Frankfurt airport is ginormous. And they don't believe in trams or trains or mass movement. They expect you, Nein! Spritz March! They want you to march this shit. So we have our bags. They have those little movable walkways that go only 5 meters and they stop. You gotta go another 20 meters, 5 meters and stop. We had to walk from the international terminal all the way around the Frankfurt airport to get to the transits. Now, this is where it gets rough for my wife. My wife is great. If you tell my wife, when I get stressed and I get high anxiety, I chafe in a very delicate place. It happens every time. When my wife gets anxiety or high stress, she sweats. It could be -5 degrees outside. She will start sweating. I've seen her do it. So now we have an hour and 15 minutes to walk the entire airport. So she's booking it. And I'm trying to go fast. So we're stressing. But we finally get to the gate for the Helsinki connection. And she is drenched in sweat. Her hair is fuzzy because we've been on an airplane trying to, she's not feeling pretty. She's worried that she's going to show up in Helsinki looking like a wet rat with frizzy hair, no makeup, pissed at the world. And the first thing that Jonas and his wife are going to see is her not looking her best. So she is debating going to the bathroom to touch up or whatever. But we don't have time. The plane's about to board. But she has her little fan. My wife has a fan with her at all times. She's able to dab with paper towels. She kind of does her hair a little bit. She's comfortable. Now she's calming down. Why? Because everyone in the gate with us, there's something about, I don't know if it's all Nordic people, but she could tell that everybody at this gate, these are people going to fucking Finland. You could just tell. It's just the way their mannerisms were. There was some kind of positivity about these people that was getting to her. Oh, cool. This is one of those peppermint ones again. I like those. So we get on the plane. Now this is after a 10-hour Lufthansa flight. In the back of the plane, a very hot plane, hot seats. I'm miserable. I just had to walk through the Frankfurt airport, already chafed. I'm so hot. I'm absolutely dying. I'm itching. I'm burning. I really don't have the medicine I need for this. And I got to get cool and calm down. Hard to do that for me. We get on this airplane. This is where it starts. This is where the trip starts to get good. No. Don't panic. I know you're thinking, man, this is not going well. Yeah, the trip started rough. Not through my fault. Not through anything Clara or Jonas did. Somebody hit a plane in Finland that canceled the flight. They kicked it over to the Dutch. Dutch are like, cool. Oh, wait, no. And then the Germans said, spricken it in a plane. Get in the goddamn plane. So we did. We get on the flight from Frankfurt. And this is where Chelsea got a huge smile on her face. We're sitting in the seats and they're doing the pre-flight announcements. We could hear them in German first. Then they did them in Finnish. And her eyes lit up. And she looks at me and she goes, I know I'm tired. I know you're tired. I know we're a mess. We're going to Finland. And when my wife is happy, you know she's happy. Plane takes off. We had been so stressed for so long about 2 canceled flights, a 3rd reroute flight, having to run across the Frankfurt airport in a giant circle to get where we're supposed to be. We were hungry. We were tired. We didn't sleep on that plane. We were up to about 30 hours of travel. No sleep. She was tired. She was stressed. I was tired. I was in pain and stressed. Something about being on that plane. The second it took off, the pilot's like, yeah, we got a pretty good tailwind on this route. We're going to knock this stuff out in about an hour. I'm like, whoa. It's supposed to be an hour-and-a-half flight. He's like, nah, we're going to knock this out in an hour. Awesome. We get up to altitude. Flight attendant comes around, gives us water. We drink water. And that's all I remember. I had my cup of water that was empty. I handed it to her. I lifted my table up on my seat. And the next thing I remember is Chelsea tapping me, and I pull my head off of her shoulder. And when I look, she's pulling her head up because she was laying over. We both passed out. We relaxed, and then we just passed out for like 45 minutes. We were exhausted. We wake up. Pilot's like, we're coming in for a landing. And he's not screwing around. It's, whoa, he's like, I'm in and I'm out. We land in Helsinki, in the Helsinki airport. So we get there, and We go through customs, which for some reason we didn't. We had to go through customs in Frankfurt. That was the other reason. Oh, I remember this. The reason why Chelsea and I were so stressed is we almost missed our flight to Helsinki because to get onto the flight, because we were entering the EU, we had to go through customs in Germany, not in Finland. And we were in a big ass line because once you cross the EU checkpoint, then you can just go everywhere. They don't even give a shit. Just go. You're fine. So we had to, that's why we were late on our flight, because we had to go through, that's why it was so long. It wasn't just the Frankfurt airport is ginormous. It's also the fact you have to go through the EU customs and border control in Frankfurt versus in Finland. So we're trying to connect, you know. We get to Finland, there's no hello. There's just baggage claim. We wait for bags. And then I go into my first bathroom, my first restroom in Finland. It's at the airport. You walk in, and for some reason, there are birds in this airport bathroom. In this airport bathroom, it sounds and smells like a Finnish forest. They pump in a smell that smells super clean in a restroom, and you hear the sounds of tweeting finches in the forest. I wish I was kidding, but everyone knows about it because it's one of the first things Jonas said to me. He goes, "Did you enjoy the birds?" I was like, "Oh my God, the birds!" There's birds in the bathroom. There's not actual birds. It's just the sound of birds. We go through the doors that go into the main part of the airport, away from the arrival terminal and baggage claim, into where the restaurants and everything else is. Jonas is standing to our left at the bottom of the ramp. Chelsea takes off, gives him a hug. I'm going as fast as I can. The inside of my legs are on fire, so I can't walk fast. And I'm blowing it off like, oh, I'm fat and I'm tired, I'm coming, but I'm in pain. We get down there. We meet Jonas. I meet Jonas for the first time, and it's everything I thought it would be. I'm in Finland, or as Jonas says, it was the first time he said it. We're in the airport. He looks at us. He goes, "Oh my God, you guys are in fucking Finland." And we're like, "Yeah, we're in fucking Finland." And we repeated that statement for the next 5 days. I immediately start looking for any Finnish food I can find. That's what I do. When I go to a new country, I must find the local cuisine and I must enjoy it. That's just who I am. And I'm on a mission. It will not be satiated until I have local food. But my wife had another plan. She's like, "Hey, hamburgers and fries. We're starving. Let's make it happen." We're waiting for Brock to arrive because Brock's flight was behind ours. Brock also has no idea where he is. So Jonas thought, you know what? Let's do all of this together and make it easy for all of us. Fair. Okay, good deal. So we wait for Brock. Brock shows up, takes a little bit of time. Brock gets lost in a hallway with no doors. Anyway, so Jonas is like, we could all take the train, or if you want to, we could take a cab together. He can drop you off at your hotel since y'all are all staying at the same spot, and then he could take me on back to my house. Okay. He goes, also, you guys are going to come to my house at 6 o'clock. We're going to have meats and food. We're all going to get together, the whole wedding group at our house. We're going to have food, hang out. I think it's awesome. But my priority right now is to get to a bathroom, shower, clean myself, and powder the crap out of myself. Anyone who's ever had a chafe in that thigh area region, you got to stop the heat, you got to get it dry, and you got to get it powdered. That's all I was thinking about. We get to the hotel. It's the Bob W. Down. There's a few Bob W's in Helsinki. The one we were at was down over by the cathedral in the southeast corner of town by the harbor. The building is an old building, and it's wonderfully appointed. The apartment-like hotel room had a full bath, full kitchen, a washer-dryer combo, everything you could want. It was wonderful. Super clean, incredible. In this building, it's a long block-length building. In that building, they also have an Aleppo, which is a common grocery store that they have. It's like a shopette. It's not a giant grocery store like we think here in the US, like a Walmart, but it has everything you need from fresh fruit, meats, and everything in between. But it's only groceries. There's no drug department, there's no medicines, no nothing. The apothec is across the street, down the block a little bit. An apothec is their pharmacy / chemist. It's where you would get some of the stuff I need. Right? We go upstairs, I shower, I dry, I powder. I'm good. The gumbo hunt video is on my Patreon. And I will play that video before we leave this stream. Fair? Okay. So, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So also in our building, there is a Neapolitan pizza spot, a pizza shop that only does pizzas. No frills. They do Neapolitan, authentic pizza, and that's it. Big brick wood-fired oven. Legit. I know it's legit because Chelsea and I ate there that night, and she's like, this is almost as good as the stuff we had in Italy. You're going to find that out a lot about the food in Finland. Another spot we have there is a Turkish restaurant. Never had Turkish food before. It's very similar between a combination of Lebanese and Greek, but even better. There's a sushi spot in there. There's a nail salon, a hair salon, all in the same building. Basically, if we wanted to stay there for a while, we wouldn't have to go outside. Outside the building, there is our tram stop for the local tram system, which is amazing. They have a great tram system for above ground electric driven trams or street cars, if you want to call them that. They have buses, but most of the places you need to go to, you can just walk. We're 2 blocks from the venue for the wedding, and we're 3 blocks from the center of the market square where all the historical buildings, the government buildings, all the shopping, there's a little park, there's a farmer's market, restaurants. We ain't got to go anywhere. It's great. So we get instructions from Jonas. He's like, okay, this is how you're going to get to my house. You're going to go outside. You're going to get on an app. It's an HLS app. It's the Helsinki, whatever. It's the Helsinki public transportation system. And you're going to buy a ticket. Make sure you buy a tram ticket before you get on the tram. And Brock and myself, and I don't know if Chelsea knew this, we all thought that when you get on the tram, someone's going to scan your ticket and you get on, or those a little box or something. Yeah, that's what it's called. Jonas, dude, it's just the fucking trams. Just call it the trams. Anyway, yeah. So we buy a ticket. I buy a 3-day pass because we're gonna be there 5 days, and I think it's cool. He goes, you're gonna need at least the AB pass because the AB pass covers most of that area where you're gonna be, that historical area, and it'll also get you to where we live. Cool. Which train are we taking? Oh, you're gonna take the 7T train, not the 7070, not the 1717. It's 7 and the letter T. T is in tram, right? So we're looking for this train. It shows up. We get on the train, and now we're like, okay, all these street names we don't have any idea about, but we do have Jonas's address, and we're watching on Google Maps to see where the tram stops closest. We get off there. We get off. We go kind of the long way around, and we get to Eunice's building. We get to Eunice's building. We go up on the 3rd floor. We walk into his house, and there's 20 people in his house, in his apartment. Maybe not 20, 12, 15. Yeah, 12, 14, 15. Everyone's there. We walk in. There is a collection of everyone's shoes at the door. You take your shoes off. We go inside, and then we meet the reason we went to Finland. I know what you're thinking. Old school nerd, you went there to see Jonas. Yes. But Jonas has been either blowing smoke up our asses, or this could be true, and we have to find out. He met his Chelsea. What do I mean by that? That woman right there in that picture is everything. Without her, I'm not on YouTube. Without her, my kids would probably have abandoned me long ago. She calms me. She encourages me. She empowers me. She balances me. She makes me a better man in every way possible. Without Chelsea, there is no old school nerd. And that's legitimate as hell. Jonas has been talking to Chelsea and I about his person, the person that makes him a better man, the person that makes him believe in himself, the person that's his biggest fan, and so on and on and on and on. Oh, and also he says, by the way, she's an absolute badass. And her name starts with a C too. Come to find out, when you go to Helsinki, not a lot of C's. They don't use the letter C that much. It's usually K. Chelsea starts with a C. Clara starts with a C. So he found his Chelsea. Her name just happens to be Clara, and she's from Spain, which does come into the story later. So you go into their house. This woman steps into the hall, and immediately, I know it's her. There's a confidence, a power, a passion, but yet at the same time, it's humble and it's caring. She's a very unique woman. I've only met one woman that's like her in my life. I'm married to that woman, but this one is Jonas's, and she is everything you would need if you're a man like myself or like Jonas. You need a woman who's powerful, who's confident, who doesn't take shit from anybody, will not hand off any bullshit to anyone, says it like it is, and doesn't hold back. At the same time, fills in all the gaps of your existence and makes you feel like makes you have the need, the desire to do the same back. It's very rare you find someone like that. You could look your entire life and not find someone like that. I found mine. Jonas found his. We're working on Brock. We're going to get you there, dude. We're going to find her. She's out there somewhere. We're going to find her. So we meet Clara. She's amazing. And in Jonas's house are his entire guild from World of Warcraft, going back years, his entire Discord. It is literally this of nerds. It's a bunch of nerds, people that are nerds, and they're from all walks of life, all different countries, and they all have one thing in common: Jonas and Clara. So we kind of fit right away. We're talking, we're hanging out. Now, Jonas is the master of etiquette, front of house, the restaurant arts. What he does, it's what he's one of the best at, and everyone knows this. One thing that Jonas is not good at is handling cured Spanish meats. I'm not going to tell the story. Jonas doesn't need to get in trouble again. But Clara is. She loves Spanish delicatessen artisan meats and those products, that entire genre of food art. The way I love music, the way Chelsea loves graphic design, the way Brock loves rum. Yeah, to that level. And she has this spread of all these different types of Spanish meats and cheeses and crackers, and it's amazing. And we hang out and we're having fun. After about 3 hours, it's getting close to about 8:30. We hung in for 2.5 hours. But I'm looking at Chelsea and she's falling asleep, literally sitting on the edge of the door, and she's drifting. I'm drifting, and we don't want to be rude. We will fall asleep. So we told Eunice, we haven't unpacked. We just got off the plane, and it's been rough, and we're exhausted. Now, other than Brock, we flew the furthest of anybody. But Brock was able to sleep on his flight. We weren't. So we told them that we would see them tomorrow. The next day was their wedding. We take the tram back. Brock's staying. Brock's like, I'm drinking. I'm going out to the bar. He'll just find his way back. We're like, young single guy, he can do that. He's a world traveler. He's good like that. So we go back to the hotel. She's starving. I'm starving. All Clara's meat spread has done is make us more hungry. We're like, more food. We go back to the hotel. We go to the pizza place. It's about an hour before it closes. We walk in and we get two of the best pies we've ever had in this place in Finland. Which brings me to my next point. The next morning, we wake up. It's wedding day. Brock is up. We are up. We're gonna go have breakfast, and then we're gonna get ourselves ready for the morning. Maybe go to the Aleppo, which is the little market downstairs. That's where I shoot the gumbo video. And we found out that Finland does have a cultural native cuisine that is outstanding. But every Finnish person has it. They know all about it. They'd like some other stuff. You know, for the visitors who want true, authentic Finnish cuisine, they do exist. You can enjoy them. But one thing that Finland does have is a yearning for other cultural foods. Because they're in the EU, if you're in Italy, you can literally go from Italy to Finland with no special anything because you're in the EU, and you could be from Italy 100% and open an Italian restaurant in Finland and bring real, honest, true Italian food to the Finnish community. And it's legit. We went into an Italian restaurant. Guy only spoke Italian. Straight up Italian. Everything in there, Chelsea's like, this is legit as hell. We had a Turkish breakfast that morning. I put a video on my Instagram about it. Oh my God. And the guys were from Turkey. They're like, yeah, we're from Istanbul, and this is us. This is Turkey right here. And we realized that it was kind of advantageous for us that we could go and enjoy other cultures' food in an authentic way, because Finland is that kind of environment that anyone can be who they are, and it works. So we have our Turkish breakfast. I go down to the Aleppo, which brings me to this. I'm going to play the video. I'm going to go to my Patreon and I'm going to play the video for you guys. Now, I went down into the Aleppo, which is the little market, and I said to myself, is it possible for me to find the ingredients I need for gumbo in a Helsinki market? Just any everyday market. Can I find the ingredients that I would need to make gumbo? And this is what happened. Rice for the gumbo, check. Flour to make the roux, check. Got that flour, okay. Oil, or butter. We can use butter to make the roux. Okay, pretty sure we have that over here. Dairy section, check. Okay, spices. I think that might be the hard word, is spices. Chemicals, chemicals. Okay, eggs, don't need that. Okay, so spices and condiments here. Oil if I needed it. I did see chicken stock. Tabasco. I can make this work. Here's all the different spices. Is there cayenne? Paprika. Right there. Oh, there we go. So I have all the base spices. I'd have to mix my own. There's salt. Here's all the chicken bouillon if I need it. Now, proteins. We have veg. We have onions and bell pepper. I know we have that because I saw that. My shoes are squeaking. My shoes are squeaking. Okay.
Shoes are so loud.
Onions and bell pepper. Onions, pepper. Aha. Scallions, onions, bell pepper. Bell pepper. Okay. Score. Meat. Okay. Now I gotta find chicken. Chicken. Sausage. We have sausage. It's German sausage, but if I put the right spice mix, I can handle that. Right there. Okay, sausage. Chicken. Fish. They have shrimp. We could do shrimp. We could do a chicken and shrimp or a sausage and shrimp gumbo. I'm not gonna do fish. That's weird. But they have sausages. Do they have a sausage that I could work with? A lot of these are German, but or Nordic sausages. Polish as well. Lots of Polish sausage. Okay, it's confirmed. If I needed to, I could make a gumbo in Finland. Everything is here. This could happen. I mean, I don't think it should, but it could happen. All right, so that actually, yeah. So that actually, yeah. So so we go after that. Okay, after that, we I'm gonna try to find them. We go to the venue. We dress up. This is the venue here. And we go to the venue and we go to the wedding. And the wedding is absolutely magical. There are all these people from all over the world. Now I get to tell you the funnest part of the day. We're excited for Jonas. We're excited for Clara. We get to meet all of Jonas's family and friends. We also get to meet Clara's family. 30 people from Spain. 30 Spaniards. I don't know how many Spaniards you know, but Spaniards have a passion for everything. There's an energy for everything. If they're not sleeping, they're having a party. And you just gave them alcohol and a reason to celebrate. Get the fuck out. This thing is about to be off the hook. And it was. Clara was smart enough to put all of her family on the far side of the room, because you're going to hear them anyway. But if she put them really close to them, you wouldn't hear anything else but her family. So they put Eunice's family and friends around their table. They put all of Eunice's nerd friends along one wall. And they put Clara's family, who's literally chanting soccer chants in the middle of the wedding reception and the dinner. The dinner was amazing. Everyone did speeches. Everyone said nice, kind words. We danced, we laughed, we ate, we drank. And then, I don't know what made me think I could do this. But after seeing everyone say what they thought and believed about these two amazing people, someone said, "Old school, you should give a speech." I think it was my wife. I think this is my wife's fault. And I said, "Should I?" And she's like, 100%. And I thought, if I do this, what would I say? Some people wrote things down. Some people had speeches written. Some of them, even Jonas, gave a speech in Spanish to honor Clara's family visiting from Spain. And he doesn't speak Spanish. His new wife is sitting there at the table going, "The hell's... He doesn't speak Spanish." It touched her heart. So I did an old school nerd rant. No, I didn't write anything down. I just literally stood up. I was told by Eric I had 5 minutes. It's 12 minutes and 51 seconds long. And I just literally said, instead of trying to make something up or write something down, I should just get up and say exactly how I feel in this moment about these people in this country for this occasion. And I did.
So Richard, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Richard, according to the guitar. What's the score of that game?
1-0.
Who's winning?
My team.
Our team. Your team,
There you go. The Spaniards are watching football. Clara's family did have a phone behind one of the floral arrangements on the table, and they were all leaning over watching a football game back in Spain. Their home team was playing. Hey, priorities, people. Priorities. 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 Okay, my name is Richard. I'm from the United States of America, and I will apologize for that now. All the shit you hear about, not my fault. I voted for the other person. But I do want to say there is nothing but love in this room. Why would you get on a plane, on a train, on a boat to come and meet someone you've never seen in your life and leave your home and leave your job just to go? Love. When you look around the room, how many of you have ever seen me in your life? Only 2 people should raise their hands. Raise your hand, please. Thank you, Clayton. Everyone else has never seen me. Us included. Except for Eunice. I call him Eunice. Some of you have said Jonas. Which one is it? Jonas. I was wrong again. 5 years ago, I had a dream that I was going to start a YouTube channel to be a dumb American, which is easy, but to learn about other places like Finland or Spain. Normally when you say the name of their country, they yell, Spain! Spain! There you go. Thank you. Okay. And I started. Apparently, people around the world love watching a dumb American do things. Because we're really good. Devil American. One of them was a guy from Finland. Never met anyone from Finland before. And he says, hey, I love your content. I love your videos. My name is Jonas. I went, hi, Jonas. He says, it's Eunice. And I went, why? And then he said, because I'm Finnish. And I was like, that's awesome. Here's the thing. In America, I thought that the Finns were the people with Santa Claus. all the keepers of the magical sleighs and reindeer.
Largely true.
And that all of you will burst into flames if the temperature is over 30 degrees.
Definitely true.
I just called my daughter. It is 34 degrees at my house. We are. I was taken aback by someone who would say, I love what you do. Can you check out something from Finland? Absolutely. He was the first person to believe in a stranger could do something, and then he showed the best of his people. So that made me say, oh crap, I gotta do way better than the other Americans. I have to show the best of us. And I think I did. Because the next thing he did was, he became my friend. And I don't have some cool story about World of Warcraft. I didn't go to grade school with him. I can't tell you which fork to use. He can. I cannot. But what I can tell you is, he's a true, honest, loving man. And I say that because of all the people in the room. Y'all all look at him the same way. With respect, love, and honor. Then we started D&D. Then I learned stuff about Eunice I didn't want to know at all. I didn't know about the no pants Reindeers aren't the only thing with fuzz on their horns. He became our paladin. For those who do not know what a paladin is a warrior of holy, devout commitment. And this man is commitment. He would wake up. What time did you wake up to even play with us?
1 o'clock in the night.
1 o'clock? No, 1 o'clock in the morning, dude. 1 o'clock in the morning. And he would stay up for 3 hours.
4.
4 hours. Then he would, I guess, clean himself. I don't know why he would need to clean himself, but then he would go to work. So he was committed every week, spending 4 hours in the middle of the morning to play with a bunch of crazy people from America and one guy from Iceland. That was the best part. We had a guy from Iceland, so therefore he wasn't the weird one. Yeah, so that's actually a true story. That's a true statement. But here's the thing. He's also a dreamer. We played together. We learned about each other. We learned all the quirky things about where we're all from. Those of us from America, obviously that guy from Iceland. And Jonas, which I just learned how to say his name today, from this wonderful place called Finland. It's a magical place. And one day he showed us how far he dreams. He says, I have a dream, but to fulfill that dream, I have to go. I'll always be your friend, but I can't spend time with you guys anymore. And we were heartbroken because he was one of us. We didn't know, of course, he was one of y'all, one of all of you, and soon to be one of those amazing people over there. By the way, can we book y'all in America? Because that would make everything way better.
The Spaniards were awesome.
I'm just saying. Okay. He went to fulfill his dream. And he fulfilled the dream. And one of the people that was the biggest fan and cheerleader of that dream is sitting next to him. And he'll tell you, she screamed the loudest when he won. That's why I asked the question. What does a person do to make you leave your home, sight unseen, and fly across the ocean just to spend the day with them on the best day of their life? And it's the woman sitting next to him. Eunice is pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. But he talks of this woman. He speaks of this person that changes his mind, fills his heart with belief. And I know that feeling because he believed in me. And then I met mine. She's gonna start crying. I know what Eunice was talking about because he met mine before she was. And he said, that one is special. She believes in you. She makes you believe. And he was right. My wife makes me a better man. She makes me believe in myself, and in turn I believe in her. So when he says, I have found my Chelsea, I was like, really? I didn't know they had women with names in Finland as well. In fact, I don't think you have those there. And he's like, no, you know. But mine does start with a C. Really? Very nice. Well. So we invite him to our wedding. He's still fulfilling his dream. He's working hard every day. Didn't expect him to show up, but he sent love. He got one of his best friends to video call us, semi-drunk, to wish us on behalf of the city a blessed day union. Who does that? Apparently that guy in the yellow tie. So apparently your entire city blessed our marriage, and it has worked. I mean, this is really good. So that's the magic of Finland. But when he said, I'm getting married, my wife looked at me and said, you're going. She didn't ask. She said, we're going. And I said, why? She goes, she is his one. If he's willing to say that she makes him the better man, if he says that she's the one that makes him the best he's ever been, we have to be this way. I met Eunice yesterday. After 5 years, I met him side and seat. He's in an airport, and a lot of us have that similar story. My wife pushes past me, runs over and hugs him. Eventually, I get my turn. And all of this I've said is all stored until I walk. I step through the threshold of his house, and in the proper Finnish fashion, I take off my shoes. And I fix myself a plate of food, and I take my hat off and pray. And then I meet this person. Because in my home, that's what we call it. That's my person. That's his person. She didn't introduce herself. I knew it was her. You can feel her in a room. Raise your hand if you know it's Claire without her even saying a word. You know it's her. At the moment I saw her, I was like, I know exactly why I got on that plane. It's for a woman I've never met. They made a friend of mine the best version of himself. So with that, everyone, please raise your coffee cup, your glass, as I tell this to them. And they're gonna hate this part. You have formed a party. Your side quests are your side quests. You share resources. Every challenge you face together. Never let the other fall. If it feels like one has fallen, you got the rest. But this is the most important part. Look around this room. If you ever face a boss you cannot face together as a party, hit the fucking raid button. And we will fill that party. In World of Warcraft, there is a tale, raise your glass one last time. You fight an enemy. A guild fights a boss. A raid fights a mega boss. But realms come together for world events. Ladies and gentlemen, look around. This is a world event. And all we've done is celebrate two. Two that have become one. Thank you. And blessed to them.
Thank you.
So that was me riffing for 12 minutes and 50 seconds. It's easy. Somebody asked me after giving that speech, how hard was it to give that speech? And it was very easy. All you gotta do is be honest and say what you feel. Easy to do that when you're honest and just say what you feel. So yeah, so after that, it's a hell of a party. And then Chelsea and I did stuff that we don't ever do. We stayed out. We stayed out late. We crossed town. We went back to the hotel. My wife walked back to the hotel, picked up a sliver of glass into her foot. I tried to dig it out with tweezers, was not successful. She threw her shoes on. We threw clothes on. We went across town. We went to a bar, a smoky bar filled with a smoke machine, ate really spicy Asian bar food, had amazing drinks, watched everyone just revel in the joy of Jonas and Clara. The next morning, we woke up. We woke up pretty early because a couple of reasons. Number one, it was the day after the wedding, and it was our first day to explore Finland. Explore the city of Helsinki. We'd spent so much time with the wedding and the pre-wedding and arrival and getting there. We hadn't seen anything yet. So we wanted to go see stuff. We got up and we went walking. And Jonas and Clara decided to take the first official day of their marriage, eating pizza, giant bottles of water, a bottle of alcohol, and all 3 Lord of the Rings movies extended cut in their pajamas all day. The perfect day. And that was awesome for them. But we told them, hey, the day after that, can we hook up and do something? They're like, absolutely. Chelsea and I stayed an extra day just so that they could have their time and then find time to squeeze us in so they could show us the part of Finland we didn't know, which is pretty much everything. So that day we start walking around. These are just shots of things that we saw in that part of Helsinki, the harbor, the church. Oh, and the coffee and pastries are amazing. We also went to an Italian restaurant that was outstanding with Brock. We went and found all of our different gifts for the girls. We saw fountains. We saw people. And Chelsea and I can just walk around and just feel the vibe of some place and just enjoy the culture around us. It's just something we've always been able to do. We enjoyed that part of the day. And then we did something really fun. We went to a place called the Beaky Bastard. And so we went to the Beaky Bastard, and let me pull it up. This is their website, and it's a little bar in that little part of Finland, and it is an outstanding spot. It's Jonas's favorite bar, and it quickly became our favorite bar there. Two things that I absolutely love is they have a drink menu, a beer menu, a food menu, and the tram menu for the trams that run outside the bar right there. They have the timetable for the trams and the time elapsed before the next tram you're looking for is coming. So you always never miss your ride home. The other thing about the bar that I loved is it's dog friendly, which means Finland is a dog culture. I didn't know that. We found out very quickly. Everybody's got a dog almost, and people walk their dogs in the morning. They go to work, they come home, they walk their dogs, they take their dogs to the pub. The dogs sit on the floor next to their owners. The owners having a beer, the dogs hanging out. There's dogs everywhere. If you go to the Aleppo or the market, everyone has their dog tied up to the railing outside the Aleppo. You can't take them into the market, but they're all out there, very well behaved. It's a dog culture. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Don't tell Chewy he's going to think we're going to bring him. We're not. We went to the Beaky Bastard. Their hamburger was outstanding. Their sandwiches were on point. They make a homemade mayo aioli that is outstanding to dip fries in. They have wonderful drinks. They had mocktails that were awesome. Wonderful set of brews. Good ambiance. Great staff. Wonderful night. We stayed there till they closed at midnight. And we walked out, went back to our room, and then came the next day. The following day was something special. Brock had to go home, so we wished him well on his journey. He took off and he went home. And then it was just us. And then Chelsea and I learned some stuff about Helsinki and Finland we didn't even know, and we had been there 4 days. We had been there for 4 days, and we didn't even know this. So this is a picture of, come on, don't be a dick. This is a picture of the Helsinki Central train station. Now, there are many areas of Finland that Chelsea and I were not aware of because we were staying in that southeastern corner of the city that had the city, the palace, all the government houses, the embassies, parliament, city planning, the Helsinki city building. It also had some of the fountains, the market, the park, the harbor, and it had the farmers market. It had all that old vibe Helsinki charm to it. What we didn't know is that there was another part of Helsinki, city center, which looks like Helsinki's Times Square. One side of the street is big buildings with all these flashy signs of companies and businesses and both directions, and it's hustle and bustle and chaos and people everywhere and trams going this way and that way and buses over here and over there. And in the middle is this giant train station that is exactly what you think a train station is. You go inside, there's a terminal, there's train boards, you go through, and there's tracks laid out to lead out to the different parts of Finland and Sweden and wherever you want to go. What we didn't know, I didn't know this, until Jonas and Clara show up and say, listen, we're taking you to a friend of ours restaurant. It's on the outskirts. We're going to have to take the metro to get there. I didn't even know they had a metro. Chelsea knew they had a metro because she saw it on the sign. I just thought they had the above ground trams, the streetcar type trains and buses. I had no idea they had a metro. I also didn't know that Helsinki has one of the most significant underground city infrastructures in Europe. Did not know this. And when you see it for the first time, it blows your mind. Apparently, back in the last century, there was this thing going on between the United States and the Soviet Union, and Helsinki and Finland were like, Russia is out of control, and the United States is not helping anything. This Cold War is crazy. We need to be prepared for our people. So they built a massive underground complex, a city under a city, if you will, where they could literally have shelter for natural disasters and war for up to 9 million of their people. It's basically the entire city of Helsinki. You go underneath this train station, and there is a multi-layered mall complex under that. So you're looking at it like all the stores and shops and businesses that you saw above Helsinki in all these buildings, you suddenly see the same signs and companies underground. And for an American, especially someone from South Louisiana, where we can't build anything underground, it's a little awe-inspiring. And it gets more so when you go and you look and you Google it and you realize how big the complex is. It spreads out in every direction all over the city. And Jonas said that in the deep parts of the winter, when it's like negative 20 degrees outside, when it's super cold, if you do not want to walk or travel above ground in that extreme temperature, basically the underground sprawl complex of the city, you can enter the underground near where you live, be underground in various forms of transportation, the metro and whatever, and literally get to where you work without ever having to go above ground. Now, of course, Chelsea and I would not know that because we were there in August, the end of August. Everyone's still spending as much time above ground with flowers and decorations, and it's cool and it's sunny and right. It's all the Finns want to be above ground because it's wonderful. But I'm looking at this and I'm just completely in awe of it. And I'm thinking, okay, so where's the metro? He goes, oh, that's way lower. What do you mean way lower? He goes, let's go to the escalator. We get on this escalator. It takes almost a minute and a half to get to the bottom. Like you're going down and down and down. And you look up and all you see is granite. Just granite and granite and granite. And apparently the Finns are the masters of tunnel blasting. You know, they be diggy in a hole too. And you get down to the metro, and the metro is vast. It's fast. We drive out to areas on the outskirts in a suburb, and they take us above ground, and we walk through these areas past these few businesses, and we turn this corner into what appears to be a sketchy overpass area near the highway. Yeah. Anyway, luckily, Jonas and Clara are not homicidal maniacs. We were fine. And we come up on this hill, and we go over this hill, and there's these granite boulder caps sticking out of the grass, and we're just, wow. And we come into this outdoor historical site that's basically a windmill museum in Helsinki, outside of Helsinki. And there's a farmhouse built in the late 1700s. It kind of takes me back to some similar historical homes in parts of Louisiana. And there's this restaurant. And we go into this restaurant, and Jonas and Clara bring us here specifically for two reasons. Number one, It's owned by a very close friend of theirs that we met at the wedding, but also it's the best example of real, authentic Finnish food that isn't fusioned with something else. And that meant a lot to me because when I go someplace, I want to feel the real. Because when people visit where we are, I want them to feel the real. This is very similar. So we go out to this place and we go to this wonderful restaurant, and we have the most amazing meal. This is the dessert I had. So damn good. Okay, everything was absolutely amazing. I found out that Finland has a crawfish season. They call it crayfish, and it's cooked completely different, and it's served completely different. But that's one thing we have in common. Awesome. But this dessert was a wild raspberry. That is not gelatin. That is some form of natural process that makes what appears to be like a gelatin top. The bottom is a raspberry light cake that is soaked in orange juice. So it's extremely sweet and juicy with a homemade whipped cream. And it is probably one of the best desserts I've ever had in my life. The entire meal was absolutely epic. And then, because it's Jonas and Clara's friends, the wait staff, she's done working, the restaurant's closed, she comes and sits down with us, has wine. Another friend of theirs shows up. We have wine. Chelsea's having wine. I'm having water and soft drinks. And we just sit there and just talk about how awesome it is to have friends and to experience things together. And we share stories and we laugh. And some of us shed a couple of tears, and we just bond with amazing people over something as simple as a great meal that shares a heritage with people you just met. At the end of that, we take a taxi home. It was a little crazy, but that's a different story. Eunice can tell that story if he wants to. We get back to the hotel. We pack our clothes, pack our bags, and then we're going to go to the airport. Now, before I tell you the story about the airport, I got to talk to you about 3 things that we found out about in Finland that we didn't know. Number 1, I do realize that at any time, any place, anyone, you could look around and point out to somebody and go, oh my God, that person is in a metal band. The owner of the restaurant, metal guitar player. We met Micah from Without Warning. Her and her husband and their bandmates live out at the old capital of Helsinki on the coast. She came in and visited with us. She shared gifts with us. I've done reactions to, please check that video on my channel. It's called Without Warning, just Oldskulenerd Without Warning. You'll see the video about that. I talk about meeting her, having coffee with her, talk about their videos, their upcoming album. That was an amazing time. We went to meet with her and have coffee, spent 3.5 hours talking about everything. That's funny because in Finland, we had this preconception that people don't small talk, and they don't. There's no frivolous conversations with strangers in Finland. It's just not done. But if you have a conversation with someone from Finland and there is a subject that you're both interested in and there's a connection, it is not frivolous, it is meaningful, and it's awesome. And when you look up, you'll realize you've been there for 5 hours. So that was the experience with Micah from Without Warning. The other thing I want to tell you about is Moomins. I had no idea what the Moonkin was. The Moonkins, they're like, it's like the Finnish Dr. Seuss / Disney characters. They're these creatures, and there's different ones, and they have a little girl. One of them looks like Caroline with Judgment. They're like Moomins. Yes, there are amazing characters from their childhood literature and their nursery rhymes, I guess. But apparently everyone in Finland has at least one Moomin in their house, whether it be a cup or a statue or a tchotchke or something, right? So we bought a bunch of Moomin stuff for my kids because they love it. It's awesome. But this display in the airport kind of caught my eye. because the little girl in the window reminded me I needed to go home and see my daughter. Because that's the look my daughter gave me when I left, go to Finland. I need to go home. It's also, yeah, it's also parts of Sweden too. It's kind of a regional thing. You know, Dr. Seuss isn't just Dr. Seuss in Louisiana. It's all of the United States. But yes, it's a very important part of their lore, a part of their childhood. I guess it's childhood lore. You know, it's part of their culture. It's really cool though. Very expensive, but it's cool. And then the airport in Helsinki is incredible. Now I want to talk about the flight home. We've spent time with Jonas, Clara, incredible people. Met all their friends and family. Incredible people on both sides. Amazing friends. Made friendships. Not going to forget these people. Chelsea and I want to go back desperately. Chelsea and I found out, what was the name of the restaurant we went to Monday night? The one at the house, the historic home, because that is something spectacular. Chelsea and I have decided to make a compromise because our kids are still in high school. They're all not out of the house completely yet. We have still a little bit more work. I'm going to now let up the restaurant that we were talking about. And I believe this is it. But I did find it. So we've decided that we definitely want to go back to Finland. And it's right here. It's you can see it in German or in Finnish, and of course in English. It is a beautiful it's a restaurant. It's the menu changes seasonally. I know it's based upon the current season and what's going on. It's a whole park situation. This is the restaurant, but it's in this area of that area, the region there. But the I don't even know if that's the same one. There's so many. When you type this in, it comes up with like 47 things. Is it this? Ah, yes, it's this one. It's this one. I'm sorry. It's this one. Yep, it's definitely this one. I recognize that food right there. That food right there. I've eaten that. That is so damn good. The menu is in, oh look, here it is, English. So yeah, it's freaking crazy. I had, anyway, this is, yeah. I don't know what any of this stuff means. I just want to see good pictures because it was so good. I don't know. But yeah, so, oh, Galleria. That means the gallery. And that's all this. Yeah. Anyway, so, oh, I've seen her. I know who that is. Anyway, so there's this whole experience. You can go check this out. So yeah, that's the menu. But more importantly, it's an amazing place. Do I have the right one now, Jonas? Is this the correct one? The one that I'm looking at? Or is it something else? Because the link I can't have links. I don't have links. If you send it to me in a whisper, I can pull it up. Okay. Thought I recognized that plate of food. So yeah, so check that out. Anyway, so we the food there was incredible. I would that's awesome. Chelsea and I talked about going back to Finland. And I think one of the things about Finland is that we can actually get a visa for 90 days. And if we didn't have the kids, I could work remote. Chelsea could definitely work remote. We're taking care of both my mom and her parents. You know, they're getting older up in years. But there's going to come a time when it's just Chelsea and I. We're going to be like, we can get a 90-day visa and just stay for June, July, and August. and get out of there before it gets cold. And we're pretty good. It's that kind of a experience for Finland for us. Now, I do want to talk about the airport, and I do want to talk about the flight, and I want to talk about Finnair. Now, Finnair canceled our flight at the beginning of this trip. Pissed me off on the flight back. And the reason why it pissed us off was because we realized that if Finnair had not canceled the flight going there, we would have enjoyed 2 flights to Finland and back. Finnair has a perfect safety rating. And Finnair did everything right. The food was good. The seats were incredibly comfortable for economy. We slept the whole way back. Everything about that airline was on point. The service, the cleanliness, everything. The plane was immaculate, modern, upkept very well. The service, cannot get over how comfortable that seat was. We were not in special seats. We were just in regular seats, and it was nothing like anything I've been on. So Finnair was, and even Brock said, Brock's flown on a lot. Brock said that Finnair was probably his number 2. His number 1 was Korean Air. He's flown on Korean Air a few times, and Korean Air from the United States, I've heard, is really, really, really good because, yeah, all of it is long haul. But the flight back to the US was amazing. And then when we got back to the United States, we remembered why everyone looks weird at the United States. We landed in DFW, and it was a complete crap show trying to get back to Lafayette. The DFW baggage system is slow, it's clunky, it's chaotic. The country entry system in DFW is done poorly. The recheck, security checks is ridiculous. If you have a connector and you're coming from a foreign nation, you're coming in from out of the country back into the US, and your connector is less than 2.5 hours out, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. It takes an hour to get your bag. You have to recheck your bag. You have to go through security again. There's no way that's happening in less than 2 hours. So we missed our connector. We had to sit in the DFW airport for 4 hours. Finally got home. We went to bed. And Chelsea and I are feeling... The next day after, we both checked out. We were so tired. And it wasn't that the trip was exhausting. We went to Finland and we did something on purpose that maybe we weren't thinking of at the time. Oh, those are good too. But there's something we did on our trip. We went to this place that's magical. And while we were there, we fell in love with a place and a people. And it just reminded us that we need to see more. Does that mean we need to go to Sweden? Yes. Yes, it does. Do we need to go to Norway? Absolutely. Do we need to go to Iceland? Yeah, probably. Do we need to go to Denmark? We'll see. We'll see if they earn it. I love saying that's a joke. But if one Nordic country is this good, we got to find out if the other ones are good too. Because Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and yes, little old Iceland make up 40% of my audience. And Germany too, and the US, we love them all. We're going to check them all out. Look, if I ask my wife if she wants to visit Germany, it's going to be me hearing the door close because she just got in the car. My wife loves Germany. I think when my wife finds out that Tank the Tech, Clara, and Ingrid are moving to Germany next week, 100%, and they're bulk selling everything they own except for Ingrid's toys, and they are dropping everything and moving to Germany in the next 2 weeks, she's going to be like, jealous? Me too. Finland is a magic place. And it's a magic place because of the place itself, the country, the cities. It's a magical place because of the history and the food and the music. But the magic of Finland is the people. And until you've been there, and until you've made friends in that place, you will not understand. As an American, I had preconceived notions and thoughts and stereotypes that we all think of Finland. It's where black metal is from. There's deep, dark forests. There's reindeer. It gets cold. The people have quirky little things compared to Americans. Actually, Americans are quirky. They're fine. All of those things are true. But there is so much more that until you go, you have no fucking clue. On his wedding night, we're in the bar. Eunice has had a few to drink. My wife has had a few to drink. I'm stone sober because I'm going to remember what everyone did. Half the fun of being me. He walks up to us with a tear in his eye, wraps us up in his arms, and says, "Oh my God, guys, y'all are in fucking Finland." And we said yes, and we hugged him. 5 minutes later, he turns to us and goes, "Oh my God, you guys are in..." He could not get over that we came to Finland, and we could not get over that we went to Finland too. And now that we've done that, we got to go back. And if we're going to go back, then we got to go to Sweden. Because we have friends in Sweden just like we have friends in Finland. And we have friends in Norway that we have to meet just like we have friends in Sweden and Finland. And so on and on and on. Because you're never, ever really a stranger when you know someone there. And we know a lot of people in a lot of amazing places. A lot of them have been above my head. All of our friends we met in Sweden, in Finland, thank you. We love you guys. Can't wait to see you again. All of our friends in Sweden and Norway and Germany and Denmark and Iceland. Yeah, sorry, we went to Finland first. We're not going to apologize for that. But all it does is tell us you guys are next and it's coming because it was amazing. I want to thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with me for a little while. Yeah, all of this Finnish candy, that's Finnish / Swedish / it's all good, except for these purple ones. Y'all can have this stuff. This licorice stuff, no. But all the other ones are awesome. That was really good. I enjoyed that. Lots of caramel and chocolate and awesome stuff. So what I'm telling you is, if you get the opportunity to visit Finland, don't sleep on Finland. You'll miss out. I appreciate everyone's time. Dude, you're so fucking stupid. I love you. You can have this purple one. I will send it back to you, bro. To Delamonte, or of course Jonas, and to Clara, thank you guys. We had one of the most chaotic, crazy, amazing, eye-opening, heartwarming trips we've ever done together, and we thank you for that. Thank you for giving us a reason to do that. All of you, let's get together. Let's do some more. And with that, we love you guys. What an amazing, amazing thing to do. To go to fucking Finland. It was amazing. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.